Me gusta! Hello and welcome yet again to another Minecraft mod review. Today I'll be reviewing the More Machinery mod by the Nuclear Option, and the version of the mod that I'll be reviewing today is version 1.1.1. Basically what this does is adds 4 blocks and a load of minecarts that do, as well as some items as well called blueprints, but I'll talk about that later, that do certain tasks in Minecraft that allow things that you would usually do in Minecraft manually much easier to do because it's all automated. So first I'm going to go through the blocks. Now the first block that comes with this mod is the barbed wire fence. So if you open this here, we can see that if you put 3 iron ingots along the crafting bench and then 3 sticks below it, you craft 6 barbed wire fences. Now these fences, when you place them down, they work like normal fences, but when you walk into them, or when an entity walks into them, like a cow or a zombie or something, they'll actually have damage inflicted on them. So they're like sort of work like cactuses, but they're fences. So they obviously can do damage to yourself, but that's good for like protecting areas where you don't want monsters to go, but otherwise could have gone. The next block is the block placer, and this is made by putting cobblestone in this arrangement in your crafting bench, and then putting in the middle a redstone and leaving the top middle square clear, and that creates a block placer. Now what a block placer does is when you right click it, it has like slots in it, like a dispenser, and you place blocks into it. Make sure it's blocks in the items. I talk to you about that later as to why. But basically what a block placer does is it places a block when a redstone signal is sent to it, and I'll be showing you that over there about how the redstone signals work with the block placer. And the third block is a block breaker, and this is crafted by doing the same as the block placer, so cobblestone in that arrangement, redstone in the middle, but the top middle slot will have a diamond pickaxe in, which is a bit expensive, but it creates a block breaker which never breaks, unlike a diamond pickaxe. And what the block breaker does, as the name says, is it breaks blocks. So when you place it down and give it a redstone signal, it breaks the block right in front of it. And again, there'll be a test over there to show you how that works. The last block in the game that's been added is not actually been added, it's a sponge which already existed in Minecraft, but they've added the recipe, which is 4 yellow wool in a square arrangement. And this hasn't got any purpose itself, but it's using a recipe for later on when we look at the minecarts. So now I'm going to show you how the barbed wire fence works. So you just put it down, it looks like a normal fence except it's got a different texture. When you walk into it, damage is inflicted onto you, so you can see my hearts are going down. When I walk away, this damage stops. So this works for people like us players, but it also works for like entities like cows or zombies or something. So if you get a cow here, force it in there, you can see it's getting attacked by the fence. But because it's getting attacked by the fence, it doesn't seem to want to move. So yeah, that's good for like slaughtering cows. So you could have like a sort of cow slaughtering station by doing this, and obviously it works for zombies and stuff as well. So now I'm going to show you the block placer. Now this block placer, when you place it down, it will place down this, all the faces look normal except for one face which got like a weird 5 black dots arrangement. That side will face towards the side you're placing it from, so if you place it from here, it will place it there. If you place it from above, obviously it will place it at the top. When you right click it, it has slots to put stuff in, and obviously it says dispenser, so it works like a dispenser. I've put loads of sand in to show you this. So block placer, like I said before, places blocks when a redstone signal sent to it. So I've got a redstone line set up here to a block. I'm going to try it with a lever first. And what it does, it sends a signal, but it only sends one block out, so the other blocks remain. And obviously if you turn it off and on back again, it will do that. And the same thing works for buttons. So if you put a button down and press it, it will send a signal and stop the signal, and you have to press it again. So that is going to get a bit boring, keep pressing a button or a lever. So what I do is I create a sort of repeater circuit here, and then I connect that up to your circuit, and what it will do is it continuously plays sand blocks. So you can see they're all going down now, and it's just placing all the blocks down. So that's pretty good for like building tall towers quickly or something. So now we're going to the last block with a function. Let me just make the day a bit brighter. Yeah, which is the block breaker, and I've placed this underneath a sand tower. So I've done this and I've just jumped and pressed it like that, and you can't right click it or anything. You can't put anything in it. It's a block breaker, so it breaks blocks but it doesn't collect them, it just drops them as items, I believe. But this works the same as the block placer, where you give it a redstone signal to break the blocks. So whichever side that those 5 black dot arrangements facing, those blocks will be destroyed. So if I give it a redstone signal, it's going to break one block, and it drops it obviously, but it doesn't break any of us because we have to turn it off and on again. and the same works for buttons. You have to press it and it breaks it. So what I like to do is I'd like to, like block placer, set up a repeater circuit up to our thing, and it will continuously start breaking all these blocks so that the sand gets completely destroyed. Now, everyday Minecraft function of this would be when you like create a tall tower to look over things or leave a landmark. If you want to destroy it, always have like a block breaker block underneath it first. So when you want to destroy it, you don't have to go all the way to the top and hit it, or keep hitting the one at the bottom. You can just use a block breaker. The only problem is the torch works just as fine and it's quicker, but the other function of block breaker, that was just one example. Hehe, I made this. So the next set of things this game adds are minecarts, and there's 5 different minecarts. The first one's a track lane cart, which is a minecart with a no, it is a dispenser, yeah, a dispenser above the minecart. So minecart at the bottom, dispenser above it, and that creates a track lane cart. Now what this does is, if you right click it, you can add stuff to it. You can't sit in it, but you can add stuff to it, and you can add rails, so like normal rails. And when you add normal rails and then you push the cart manually, it will automatically place rails in front of it for it to go along. And this works on slopes, down slopes, like straight lines, whatever. And if there's a block in the way and it can't go up or down or over it, it turns to the left or the right, it chooses that. Or you have to push it that way, I believe. But yeah, this is good for automating creating a track. And there's a thing called blueprints later on, which I've just broken, oh dear. Anyway, blueprints, they allow you to change how many rails get placed per like set, because you can also place powered rails. So I'll be showing that in a bit, and I'm going to fix this chest because I broke it! And the second cart that's added to the game is a track lane and block breaking cart. So that's all one item, by the way. And it's made by putting the track lane cart at the bottom of a crafting bench and a block breaker above it. That creates a block breaker and track lane cart. What this does is it lays tracks in front of it as you push it along, like this one. So it works exactly like the track lane cart, except if there's a block directly in front of it, it can destroy that and then place the rail down, which is pretty good for like creating a track straight through a cliff or something. So this works like that, how you can do it up slopes, down slopes, change corners as long as you push it that way, and it uses the blueprints to change between normal rails and powered rails. Now what's good about the track lane and block breaking cart is that when you give it building materials, so stone or oak wood or something, when you go over like let's say a drop here, or like so if it's more than 2 blocks drop, if you go over here it won't drop down or stop, it will actually start building its own bridge, so it will start building a layer of stone or something below it and then place tracks along on top of that, which is pretty cool, and I'll be showing that in a sec. And so the third cart even, is a track powering cart, and this is made by putting a minecart at the bottom of the crafting bench and a block placer above it. That creates a track powering cart. Now what this does is you give it redstone torches or redstone blocks, and what it does is you push it along a track which should have powered rails on, which are unpowered, and if it detects that the track's unpowered, it will actually place a power source below or above that, depending on which blueprint you give it. So I'll be talking about that later, but a blueprint decides where that redstone torch or redstone block goes in relation to the track. But when it detects an unpowered rail, it will power it and then allow it to go over it as well, which is good for powering a whole line of redstone powered rails or something. And it won't waste torches and stuff, because you know if powered rails are connected, then the maximum amount of powered rails connected will be powered off one source. It will detect that and won't waste your torches or anything. But it also decides what to use, because if you can't place torches because you can't place it in midair, it will place a redstone block in midair. But if there is a line of like stone above your track, then obviously it can place torches instead of redstone block, depending on which order you put it in the track powering cart, which I'll talk to you about later. Now the fourth cart is a lighting cart, and this is made by putting a minecart at the bottom and a glowstone block above it. That creates a lighting cart. And what this does is if you load it with torches or glowstone blocks, it will detect if the light goes under, I believe, 0.25 in the lighting whatever of Minecraft, which is pretty dark. If it detects it's lower than that, or on that or lower than that, it will actually automatically place a glowstone block or a torch above or to the side of your like track. So this is good for like lighting up a dark rail or something, dark rail path even. And again with the track powering cart, but likewise with the lighting cart, if you give it glowstone blocks and torches and it can't place torches, it will place a glowstone block, and the other way around. But it all depends, if you can place both at the same time, it all depends on which order the items are in your cart. So the last cart is added is an item absorbing cart, which is made by putting a minecart below a block of sponge, which is why we needed that recipe before. And that creates a light item absorbing cart. And what this does is, when you push it along a track, if there's items along it, such as blocks you may have broken from the block breaking cart, then it will automatically pick those up and place it into its own inventory. And then when it stops, you can right click the item absorbing cart and then obviously acquire all the blocks that it's picked up, all the items as well it picks up. So it's good for, like, instead of walking along a cart and picking everything up, you can just let the cart do all the jobs and then keep the items safe until you actually want them. So the blueprints I was on about before are used for determining, mainly for the track lane and track lane block breaking cart. It determines how many normal rails placed down before it places a powered rail, and again I'll be talking to that later. And then for the track parent cart, there's two sets of blueprints which tell the cart either to put the redstone source above the track or below it. And yeah, so first you need to create blank blueprint paper. There, got it out then, which is 4 paper in a square arrangement. Then you put that one blank blueprint paper, tongue twister, with some lapis lazuli and a crafting bench, and it creates blank blueprint. And then there's 6 different blueprints you can create. So these are the arrangements, and there's only 4 different types you can have for the rail to powered rail ratio thingamabob. You put a blank blueprint in the middle of a bench and powered rail below it, and then you add rails accordingly to how many spaces you want between rails and powered rails. So one rail like this is 1 space of rail to powered rail. 2 rails like this is 2 spaces. And then you've got 4 spaces, which is 4 rails like this, and then 8 spaces even is 7 rails in this arrangement with the blueprint and powered rail as normal. Now with the one about the redstone thingamabob, what's it called again? The track powering cart. There's 2 blueprints for that. There's a power up from a below blueprint, which is a blank blueprint with a redstone torch below it. And then instead of putting below it, put the redstone torch above it, and you get a power from above. The power from below tells the cart to put the power source below the track, and the power from above tells it to put it above the track, 2 blocks above the track, so not in line with you where you go in, just 1 block above you. So now I'm going to show you how these carts even work. And the first one I'm going to show you how it works is a track lane cart. So if you have one track here, you always have to have one rail down before you can put it down, because you can't put it down on normal ground, it has to be on a rail. But you put that down, and there's nothing in front of it, so that's good. And if we right click it, we can put stuff in it. So what I want to do is first show you how it puts rails down. So if I give it 2 rails and then push it along, it's going to place 2 rails in front of it, and it's run out, so it can't do anything except stop. So yeah, that's that. Better go on creative. There we go. And I've just lost the cart. I'll get it back in a sec. Oh! So before I talk about blueprints, I'm going to show you how those work now. So I've placed the cart down. I'm going to open this thingy, this chest, and it's got loads of blueprints in, all the different blueprints. I've got 1 space here in my inventory anyway, and what I do is I put it in, I put 1 space in, I put it anywhere I want, and 1 space means it will do 1 rail per powered rail, 1 rail, then 1 powered rail, and 1 rail, and 1 powered rail. And I'm going to give it 5 normal rails and 3 powered rails. And if I push it now, what's it going to do is it's going to place the normal rail down, it's going to place a powered rail down. Now the only problem with this mod, which I don't like, is that because powered rails aren't powered originally, it will stop on it, and there's no way of placing redstone blocks down without getting the track parent cart. So what I usually do is I just take this off, and then what I usually do is I know I'm going to place a redstone. I'm going to have a redstone track every other block. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the source, place the source there already, which you're going to have to do anyway if you want this to work. And now if I have those down, now I put the track down, the cart down, give it its blueprint of 1 space, give it 3 redstone powered trail rails, even 5 normal ones, push it along, it's going to power it automatically. But at that point it's ran out, so it didn't obey the blueprint, because obviously it doesn't have any more redstone powered rails even, it just goes on using whatever normal rails it has. And obviously at that point it ran out. And obviously you get your blueprint back as well. So yeah, that was the track lane cart. So now I'm going to show you the track lane and block breaking cart. And you place it down, you open it again, and you place the rails in it like normal. And I'm not going to show this now, but it works the same as this one, where if you put a blueprint in and redstone powered rails, it'll place the powered rails how you want it to. Oh, and another thing, if you want, let's say 3 spaces, it's obviously not a 3-space blueprint. So what you do is you get a 1 space and a 2 space, and then you put both blueprints in there, and it will detect that it will 3 spaces of rails before it puts the powered rail down. So that's how that works. But yeah, so this what it does, it places rails down like normal, but it also breaks the blocks in front of it if it's in the way, such as this line of stone blocks. So I've got rails down, put a bit more in there, push it, and what's going to break that. But the only problem is when it breaks it and it places the rail, it sort of stops, because I think that's how the mod's been made, which I think the modder should fix. But you're going to have to continuously placing it, but you won't have to keep minding it, it'll mine it for you, which is pretty good. And obviously it can just go straight ahead when it can. So yeah, that's the track laying and block breaking card. Now I'm going to show you the track parent cart, and I believe this requires a blueprint for it to work. So I'll place this down. I'm going to get one of each blueprint, so I'll put these back. I'm going to get the power from above, power from below one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it the power from below blueprint, so all the power goes below. I'm going to give it a bunch of redstone torches, and if I push it along, you can see there's powered rails over here aren't powered, and there's a line of blocks underneath where the torches would have gone, but obviously there's no space to put it. And you just watch what this does, which is pretty cool. Push it along, and it's going to power itself. Obviously stop there because there's no track left. And what it's actually done is replaced the block that was there already with a redstone torch. And again, it's been clever and it's noticed, oh, there's 2 rails connected here, let's only put 1 torch down. So, but then it realises, oh, here they're not connected, you must have more than 1 torch. So that's pretty cool how it works. Now what's also cool about this, you can place redstone blocks as well. So you have the power from below and you have redstone blocks. But I'm going to show you something else as well. I'm going to show you that there's 3 possible spaces it could go. Well, I'm only going to put 1 redstone block in. I'm going to put 2 torches in, and I'll put it in a random order. And then you just watch what happens. It will obviously, remember the redstone blocks for there first. It's going to detect the redstone blocks there first, and it's going to know that there's other stuff there. Oh no. Oh, I know what's happened. Yeah. It detects that torches are a better option than this, so it places the torches. We realise there's no torches left, so it places the redstone block instead. So the order doesn't matter in this. It places it depending on what's suitable, which redstone torches are more suitable than a whole redstone block. So now I'm going to show you how to place it above. So if you place it down now, give it redstone blocks and redstone torches, and then give it the power from above blueprint. It obviously, don't worry about this, I'll show you that in a sec, but obviously there's nothing above it that you can place the redstone torches to. So see what happens if you push it along. It's obviously going to place the blocks because you can't place torches in mid-air. So yeah, I don't know what that was doing there. And obviously it's left the torches there because obviously we couldn't have placed them down. Now though, I'm going to place the track parent cart with a line of stone now above the track. I'm going to give it I'm going to give it 1 redstone block and 2 torches, so remember that. And I'm going to give it power from above, and then watch what happens now. It's going to place torches. Oh, okay. It's going to place torches where it can, because the blocks can be replaced. And then obviously because it's run out of torches, it uses a block instead, which can also a redstone block, which can also replace blocks that already exist, which is pretty cool about the track parent cart. Now I'm going to show you how the lighting cart works, and I've come down below the ground because it's darkest here, and I've got torches. I'm going to knock them out in a sec. But what you do is you place this, actually no, I shouldn't place it down first. I'll show you the track. It just goes around here, so it gets dark and dark as it goes through. And again, lighting cart detects darkness, and if it's too dark, it places a glowstone block or torch, depends what's available. And there's no blueprints usable in here, because obviously if you place the torch below ground, it's not going to be very useful. So it always places it 2 blocks above or above it, depending on where you can place it. So I'm just going to knock out these torches to make it completely dark. But first I'm going to put it down. I'm going to give it, remember this, I'm going to give it 1 glowstone block and then 1 torch. And I'm going to turn off this. It's going to automatically place the torch because it's detected it was just dark. And now I'm going to push it, and when it gets too dark, it's going to place a glowstone block, because that's all that's left. So push it along. Oh, it's too dark. Let's place a glowstone block there. And obviously there's nothing left in it, so you can't place anything else. But if I give it a torch, it's going to automatically place it because it's too dark to actually see anything. So it's pretty cool about this, lighting up a dark area like this. Pretty cool about the lighting cart. So now we've come to the last cart, and this is the item absorbing cart. Again, if you put it down, you can put stuff in it, but there's no point, because why? It'll be really good for storage. But now I'm going to scatter loads of stone blocks along the track. I'm just going to put all that there. I seem to be picking them up. Great. Put that there, put that there. There we go. And I'm going to push it along, and it's pick up loads of stone. So if you push it along, it's picked up that stone, picked up that. It's obviously missed these because they're not on the track. This is clear, so it has to be on the track to be picked up. If we right click it now, we've got a stone in there, so we can take that stone, and that is the item absorbing cart. So now I'm going to show you how this thing deals with gaps like this, where it can't go up or down, it has to go straight across. So you give the track, the cart even building materials, which is stone or dirt. I'm going to give it some stone in a sec. But you can see there's gaps here, there's an old bit there, there's gaps here. And then I'm going to show you the slope bits, the way it can go down slopes. So I'm going to put a track lane cart. This works for the block breaking one as well, but I'll be doing a track lane cart for this example. Put it down. I'm going to give it a lot of stone, just give it that much stone. A lot of rails so it doesn't run out. And I'm not going to do any powered rails for the purpose of this. And I'm going to push it. What's it going to do is going to place blocks, because it can. And then when it gets to the slope, it's hopefully going to follow the slope down. Oh no. So when it gets to a slope, it's going to just keep building anyway. So if we remove the building materials, it would have gone down the slope anyway. It seems to still be no, it's gone now. So yeah, if we just go back there and I'll show you the slopes. But that's pretty cool how it can keep building a bridge when it's got building materials available. Okay, so I've got the slope here ready to show you the slope work. And I'm going to give it rails, and I'm just going to push it. It's going to go down the slope because it can, and then obviously there it could go up the slope, and I've kind of forgotten to create the rest of it, but yeah, that's how it works. And somehow it's fallen and placed another track there, which is also cool, so it could be good for making roller coasters automatically as well. So yeah, that was the More Machinery mod. That's pretty much everything in the More Machinery mod by I believe his name is SikhStar97 or something like that. So yeah, pretty cool mod. I'll probably be using it a lot for making minecarts, tracks and stuff like that, but I think there's a lot of work that could be done on this mod. Now there are a few glitches and a few wanted things I want for this mod, so this is a bit I'm going to put at the end of more mod reviews where I say what I found glitchy about the mod or broke the mod, and what I want from the mod maker to add to the mod in the future update. So for the glitch list, one problem was the world crashes and becomes unplayable when you place an item in a block place. So when you make a block place to place an item, it just crashes, and then the world will become unplayable, because when you try to open the world again, it will just won't let you go back in unless you disable the mod. So that's one problem. The other problem is when you pick up different blueprints, so if it comes off the minecart or if it's on the ground, as long as it's on the ground you pick it up, if you've got different kinds of blueprints in your inventory, it actually turns all of them into one kind of blueprint, which is a bit annoying. So that needs to be sorted out. Wanted list, I would like the track lane cart to be able to place sources, because when you want to be placing redstone powered rails, you don't want it to stop your cart, you want it to carry on. So maybe either do that or make it like a 3-in-1 cart where you can place tracks, break blocks in front of you, and also place power sources when needed. That would be pretty cool. The block breaking cart, but it would be better if when it breaks the blocks, it doesn't get slowed down by the blocks, so that it can carry on at normal speed. And I just want a lot more machinery, because these are pretty good like ideas, but I'd like a lot more ideas that make stuff in Minecraft really easy to maybe automate Minecraft a bit more. So that's what I found glitchy and what I wanted from this mod. So yeah, thanks for watching. This has been a quite a long mod review, but it's been quite a large mod and a lot of things to explain. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this mod. I hope you plan to download this mod, because I would recommend getting it, and the future updates, because hopefully the nuclear option guy will add loads more stuff. If you did like this mod review, or you wanted me to change things, either say less to make the mod review less long, or make it shorter. I don't know why I just said less long. Just make it shorter, or say more to make it longer. I don't know what you want. And any other things you want regarding my mod reviews. If you did like this mod review though, please like it, because that shows my the support I have for mod reviews. And also, if you subscribe to my channel, you get updates of all my future videos, which aren't just mod reviews. It's all different kinds of videos I do. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys next video. Bye!